Okay, so let's discuss multiplication in algebra and how you're going to be doing that. Okay, so let's start out with our sample over here. We have a multiplied with a 2 plus a. Now this is inside a bracket, and yes, so basically, when you don't have anything written between a variable and an and parentheses stuff, multiplication is always going to be the operation that is going to occur between the stuff. Okay, so when there's nothing over here, it's basically multiplication. A is being multiplied with 2 plus a. Okay, now the first thing that you're going to do is a is going to not only multiply with a, it's also going to be multiplied with 2. We're going to individually multiply a with both of these individual terms inside the parentheses. Okay, so let's say what is a times a going to be? It's going to be equal to a squared. Going to explain why that is later on. Now a times 2 is going to be equal to 2a. Again, I'll be explaining that later on. Now 2a plus a squared. Can we add any of these things together? No, so basically we're done. Now, what are the steps that are going to be followed when multiplication when we're multiplying in algebra? Step one is when there are similar variables, you add their powers. Okay, let's look at an example. We have a multiplied with a. Again, if there is nothing between a and parentheses, there is basically multiplication being that's going on. Okay, so what is a times a? A is raised to a has the exponent 1 over here, and the other a also has the exponent 1 over here. So basically you have a squared. Okay, so a squared is going to be the answer. Now on to the second step. If the variable is not same, or the coefficient is multiplied by variable, you are going to put both of these terms together, and they're basically going to end up as one term. So an example, a is being multiplied with 2. Are they similar? You ask yourself, and the answer is no. So basically what you do is you just put them together. They are now one term. Okay, so this is basically it. And let's look at a few examples. X b is being multiplied with y. Now the question you have to ask is, are those similar variables? They are not in fact similar, so you just put them together. On to the second example. Are these two similar? Yes, they are, so we are going to be adding up their powers. 1 added to 1 gives you 2, and so that is why you get b squared, and that is the answer. Okay, basically just keep following the two simple steps and you're going to end up with the correct answer. Now this is actually a nice example. 2h is being multiplied inside parentheses are h added to 4b. Now let's see what the answer is going to be equal to. So we find we're going to be individually multiplying 2h with h and then 2h with 4b. So the first portion is going to be 2h multiplied with h. What is that going to be equal to? We see that both of these are like similar variables with the 1 as their power, so we add their power together. The 2 comes along for the ride, and on to the next property, 2h and 4b. Now we're going to be multiplying them separately. Now the coefficients are going to be multiplied first of all together. Just multiply them and get rid of them. So we have 2 times 4 which gives us 8, and now we're going to look at the variables, the different variables. Now again, the first question you ask, are they same? No, they're not. So basically you just put them together and you put 8, the first answer that you got from multiplying the coefficients, and you just put them together, and this is the answer that you get. And basically you couldn't do anything else to the expression. So that is how you multiply in algebra, and I hope you learned something. Thank you for watching.